Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into something important, building happiness, right at home, in our families.
Yeah, those relationships that, well, they really make up our lives, don't they?
Absolutely. And you shared some great material with us, excerpts from Bo Sanchez's book, How to Build a Happy Family.
It's really packed with some practical stuff. Good insights.
So our goal here, like always on the deep dive, is to unpack this, pull out the key ideas, the actionable steps, help you get up to speed quickly.
And the core idea, really, the foundation of the whole thing is that happiness, even success, it all comes back to the quality of our relationships.
Okay, let's jump in then. The book outlines 7 keys. The first one, it's called renewal.
Yes. And this one, it kind of hits you straight away. The idea that relationships, especially family ones, they need constant, active renewal.
Otherwise,
Otherwise, the book says they basically just fade, they die.
wow. And there's that analogy he uses, right? Pushing a heavy cart.
Uphill, yeah, a really loaded cart, and you just cannot stop pushing.
Because if you rest, even for a bit.
Right. The gravity of selfishness, indifference, or distractions, that's the phrase used. It just pulls everything back down.
It's a strong image. It definitely shows it's not passive.
Not at all. And tied into this is something called the heart wound.
Okay.
The idea is pretty much everyone has one. And it's described as like the most basic motivation for, well, everything you do. Deep stuff.
That rings true, and this wound, it sounds like it creates a lot of neediness.
Exactly. People try to fill that hole, that wound, with substitutes. Drugs, alcohol, chasing money, sex, fame, even romance sometimes.
The book calls it spiritual malnourishment,
Yeah, like trying to survive on only cotton candy, all fluff, no real nutrition.
and the examples given are pretty sobering, famous people.
Right. Marilyn Monroe, Elvis, Michael Jackson, people who seemingly had it all fame, money, but died from overdoses. It shows that external stuff just can't fix that internal emptiness.
So if those things are just cotton candy, what actually heals that heart wound according to the source?
It's very clear on this. The only thing that can heal it is love. Real love, found in relationships, with God, with yourself, and with other people. Meaningful connection.
Which brings us right back to renewal, doesn't it?
Perfectly. Relationships aren't, battery operated. Set them and forget
Well,
it.
they're described as organic, more like those old wind-up toys.
Exactly. You have to keep winding them up, constantly putting in that effort, that renewal.
Okay, so constant effort is key one. Key number 2 kind of shifts the focus, doesn't it? It's about gratitude.
Mm-hmm. And it starts by calling out what the author calls a monstrous mistake.
Which is...
Trying to fix the people in our lives. Oh, this one is so relatable.
Huh. Yeah, the examples are pretty funny. Wives complaining about husbands, eating too much, watching too much TV.
Not romantic enough. The guy who gave his wife Mr. Clean soap for Valentine's Day.
Oh, no. Or husbands complaining about wives spending too much.
Yeah.
Or being hysterical and historical.
Yeah. Or talking so much they cause global warming. And parents about messy kids, kids about corny parents.
It seems like it's baked into us, this tendency to want to change people.
Yeah, we all have this sort of mental blueprint, right? How others should be. The book suggests it comes from different places. Sometimes love, sure, wanting the best for them.
But
Often deeper stuff. Shame, maybe? Comparisonitis? Comparing your spouse to Beyonce or your kid to the neighbor's kid who gets straight A's.
or criticalitis.
Right. That critical spirit, which, interestingly, often hides our own self-criticism.
So if we're not supposed to fix people, what's the alternative presented?
It's a big shift. Stop trying to change them and start appreciating them as they are.
Now, there's a caveat here, right? This isn't about ignoring major issues.
Absolutely not. The author makes it clear we're not talking about abuse or adultery or serious problems. We're talking about the quirks, the personality differences, the little things that aren't actually harmful.
And this leads to that fascinating idea of the mystery of attraction.
Oh, yeah. The very thing you found totally charming at the beginning.
Can end up driving you absolutely nuts later on.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like her bubbly personality becomes she never stops talking. His quiet strength becomes he's emotionally distant.
Or her stunning looks mean it takes 3 hours to get ready to go anywhere.
It's exactly. And it links to that point. A weakness is really a strength applied inappropriately.
That's insightful. The author's own example about his wife marrying him for his big heart for God.
Yeah, which is wonderful, but it also means he's often busy, their life isn't typical. It's part of the whole package she chose.
So it's about moving beyond just putting up with things.
All right. The book distinguishes between tolerance, just gritting your teeth, and genuine appreciation.
Like the story of Jean and her husband's basketball obsession.
Yes, she went from just tolerating it, maybe complaining about it, to really appreciating his loyalty and presence after her friend confessed her husband was cheating. It shifted her whole perspective.
It's like zooming out,
Yeah.
seeing the bigger picture instead of just the annoyance.
The analogy used is great. Stop being a courtroom judge, always looking for flaws, and instead, be more like a painter. Someone who accepts the whole scene and finds the beauty in it.
And the book suggests there's a kind of miracle in that appreciation.
Sort of. The idea is when you truly accept and appreciate someone, flaws and all, they start to accept themselves more. And that self-acceptance, that's where real spontaneous change can actually happen.
Because fixing is an inside job.
Exactly. You can't force it from the outside.
So a practical tip is to actually voice that appreciation.
Yes. Specifically, maybe even write it down on a note card. What exactly do you value about this person? It helps shift your focus from criticism to gratitude.
That active shift leads us nicely into the third key, time. And this tackles what's called a cruel epidemic.
Relationship drift. Yeah. And it's insidious, this one.
Why insidious?
Because it often happens so quietly. There might not be fighting, homes can be quiet, but there's no real connection, no intimacy. People just start taking each other for granted.
Like those two boats, just drifting apart on the current.
Precisely. No storm needed. If you're not actively doing something, the current just pulls you apart naturally.
So the antidote is?
Keep paddling, constant bonding, actively counteract the drift.
It sounds like work.
It is work, but the author frames it as pay now or pay later, invest the effort now.
Or pay the consequences down the line. And those consequences can be really severe, can't they?
Devastating. The book mentions stats about fatherless homes, higher risks for kids in so many areas, suicide, running away, behavioral problems dropping out, addiction, prison. It really underscores the cost of letting those connections drift, especially for children.
So it's not just about managing time in general.
No, the book actually challenges simple time management, saying it often leads to just more multitasking and less peace.
Instead, it suggests...
Biggies management. I like that term.
Me too. What are the biggies?
Prioritizing the four most vital areas: family, health, your mission or work, and your spirit.
And focusing on the family biggies. The key is creating what?
Untouchables. Regularly scheduled, absolutely non-negotiable time dedicated just to family.
Non-negotiable.
Like,
really non-negotiable.
Yeah, the author jokes about it, only cancel if, like, the president calls, or the Pope needs urgent theological advice, or a comet is literally about to hit.
Okay, so maybe slightly less dramatic, but the point is clear. Protect that time fiercely.
Exactly. Weekly dates with your spouse, weekly one-on-one dates with each kid, regular time for parents, extended family, even time with close friends, like the caring groups mentioned.
And there's a warning about how you spend that time, especially with kids. The burger date story.
Oh, right. The dad who turned it into a lecture series on grades and hair length. That's not bonding.
So how should you date your kids?
Make it fun. Enter their world. Play pool. Go bowling, fishing, play their video games. The goal isn't to preach. It's to connect hearts. Because if their hearts are close to yours...
They'll actually listen later when you do need to talk about serious stuff.
Makes sense. Another untouchable suggested is a weekly family night.
Yeah, movies, board games.
Monopoly, Pictionary, maybe active games, even video games together, reading aloud, just sharing about the week. It's about building those shared memories.
Creating that family history, that glue.
And a really practical tip was inviting your kids' friends over.
Even if they eat you out of house and home. The pack of piranha.
Huh. Yeah, even then, because it lets you be present, know who they're hanging out with, and maybe even be a positive influence just by being around.
So ultimately, it's that choice again. Drift or paddle.
Pay now with effort, or pay a much higher price later.
And that effort, that paddling, it flows right into key number 4, service.
And this one really gets into the difference between, say, infatuation and real lasting love.
Using the pirated Rolex analogy.
Exactly. Infatuation looks flashy, might feel real for a bit, but it's fake. It breaks down.
Whereas real love.
It's the genuine article. And crucially, it's something you buy. It requires effort, investment. It's not just found.
It contrasts the feeling of infatuation, the dub-dub, the racing heart,
with the reality of real love. Dirty hands. The sound effect used is Gork-like effort. The story of the engaged couple and the snoring.
Right. Suddenly the magical feeling disappears when reality, like snoring, sets in.
Or the funny observation about couples in restaurants. The infatuated ones are all over each other, ignoring the world.
While the long-married couple might be sitting far apart, looking bored, maybe gossiping, a bit cynical, but it makes a point.
It does, and the book lays out 5 clear differences.
Okay, let's hear them.
1. Infatuation just happens. Real love. That's a decision.
Conscious choice. Got it.
2. Infatuation is temporary. It fades when you see the flaws, the fangs, the nose-picking, the mother-in-law. But real love, because it's a decision, can last forever.
Makes sense. 3.
Infatuation is aimed at an imagined person, your idealized version. Real love sees and accepts the real person, warts and all.
Important distinction. 4.
Infatuation collapses boundaries. You feel like you can't live without them, totally enmeshed. Real love actually strengthens boundaries. You don't need them in that clingy way. You choose to serve them.
Okay. And 5.
Infatuation is all about feelings, the dub-dub. Real love is about actions, the dirty hands. Love is a verb.
Not just a noun, not just a feeling. And the author says the opposite of love isn't hate.
It's laziness, which really emphasizes that action part.
And there's this idea that doing the actions can actually generate the feelings. Physiology affects psychology.
Right. Acting in loving ways, even when you don't feel it, can actually spark or rekindle those loving feelings. Let your will lead.
So how do we get our hands dirty? The book lists 7 ways.
Yeah, 7 simple ways to practice this act of love.
1 is help.
Just practical stuff. Cooking, playing with kids, helping parents, even when you're tired.
2.
Prayer. Praying for them, even for people who've hurt you. It changes you, maybe them too.
3. Presence.
Being truly there, focused attention, not just physically present while mentally elsewhere. 4. Touch. Hugs, holding hands, kisses. Physical affection is vital. Do it even if you don't feel like it initially.
5 is words.
Verbal or written appreciation. Expressing love and encouragement. Let your spirit speak truth, even if emotions lag.
6.
Gifts. Doesn't have to be big or expensive. Small tokens that say, I was thinking of you.
And 7. Boundaries.
Which might seem counterintuitive, but respecting their space, their need to grow, letting them handle their own stuff, that's a form of loving service too, like the author's wife needing alone time.
That story of Alice, the teacher in Brunei, calling her paralyzed husband every morning for 8 years.
Just to let the phone ring, wow, such a quiet, powerful example of that constant, faithful, action-based love.
Love isn't always fireworks. It's often just showing up day after day.
Exactly. As Mother Teresa said, service is a fruit of love.
But relationships aren't always smooth. Sometimes they get hurt. Which takes us to key number 5, forgiveness.
And this is presented as absolutely crucial, the only thing that truly heals emotional wounds.
The analogy used is pretty graphic. The ingrown toenail.
Yeah, the kukong nagbigti. Ouch. Bitterness is like that, constantly reopening the wound, preventing healing. It infects everything.
It can amputate parts of you, the book says.
And the story of Minette. Bitterness after her husband's affair leading to cancer. It's a stark warning about how toxic unforgiveness can be. Physically toxic, even.
The author himself shares some deeply personal things.
Molestation, business betrayal, and his choice, his conscious decision to forgive in both cases.
And he talks about a selfish reason to forgive. What's that?
It's that forgiveness is primarily a gift you give yourself. For your own peace, your own freedom, your ability to move on.
Like the money analogy, don't waste energy dwelling on the P1000 you lost when you could be using that energy to earn P1 million.
Exactly. Bitterness just keeps you stuck, wasting precious life energy.
So how does forgiveness work, according to this? It's a process.
A 2-stage process, yes.
Yeah.
Stage 1, get angry.
Get angry, that sounds wrong.
No, it's actually vital. Acknowledge the hurt. Feel the anger. Especially for victims, anger is necessary to rebuild boundaries, to say, that was not okay. Express it safely, though to God, a therapist, a trusted friend. Constructive anger is actually self-love.
Okay, so feel the anger. Then what? Stage 2?
Release the anger. This is the core decision. Choosing to forgive. It comes from your will, not necessarily your feelings right away. You become willing to let go.
And bitterness is?
Anger past its expiry date. Spoiled spaghetti. Poison. You need to move toward stage 2. Quickly for small hurts, maybe taking more time for deep wounds, but always moving in that direction.
It's also important to know what forgiveness isn't, right?
Definitely. It doesn't always mean reconciliation, going back to how things were. The cheating boyfriend example, you forgive, but you probably don't get back together.
And it doesn't mean being a doormat.
Absolutely not. It doesn't mean letting someone continue to hurt you. The alcoholic husband example, forgiveness, might actually involve tough love, setting firm boundaries, maybe even distance, for everyone's well-being.
But the act of forgiving, It does more than just help you.
Yes, it opens the door for the other person's healing, too. And somehow, mysteriously, it seems to ripple out and bring healing to everyone around you.
Like opening the window when someone stepped in. Well, clears the air for everyone.
Exactly. And the story of Chris and John puncturing the photos.
Father, Son, then Jesus.
It points to the ultimate motivation. We forgive because we have been forgiven. By God, undeservedly. Drawing on that helps us extend it to others.
The practical step.
Mhm.
Writing down names, praying, burning the list.
A symbolic act of letting go, making that decision concrete.
Okay, so we've healed wounds with forgiveness. Now we need to build inner strength.
Mm.
Key 6, self-love.
Called the core fuel. And the message is huge. You can't have happy relationships without healthy self-love.
And this isn't about being selfish or narcissistic.
Quite the opposite, actually. The book argues that truly selfish people lack self-love. That's what drives their selfishness, trying to fill a void.
That's a powerful reframe. The author talks about his own struggles.
Yeah.
Feeling insecure, bullied.
Always asking, what is wrong with me? Even when he was successful externally.
And he uses the empty bottle analogy here, right?
Yes. A heart without self-love, water, is empty, so it fills with air, which represents neediness. Neediness is the real enemy.
And that neediness shows up in all sorts of ways.
People-pleasing, trying to buy love, needing constant admiration, so becoming an overachiever, craving attention, maybe acting out or rebelling, even becoming a victim in abusive relationships because it fulfills some dysfunctional need.
The author realizing his good guy act was often about getting approval, not truly giving.
Exactly. Driven by neediness. And the story of Angela and Marty.
The abusive relationship fueled by mutual neediness.
Neediness attracts neediness, a really dangerous dynamic. Sometimes the book says tough love is the only answer there.
It even connects to pop songs. The lyrics expressing deep neediness.
Yeah, I can't live without you. You fill the emptiness. The warning is, don't look for someone who can't live without you. That's neediness.
Choose someone who chooses to live with you.
Out of healthy love and desire, not desperation.
So the fix is replace neediness with genuine self-love.
That's the foundation. Healthy self-love leads to healthy relationships.
How do we build that? The book gives 5 ways.
5 powerful ways to fill your own heart, and the advice is just pick one to start with.
Okay, number 1.
Believe in your own worthiness. Actively counter what's wrong with me with what's right about me.
Yeah.
Make lists. Ask people you trust. Remember, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Accepting yourself helps you accept others. Fulfill your dreams. Find your mission, your passions. Work on them. It honors who you are, and it actually blesses your relationships by inspiring others.
Great.
Care for your needs. Be aware of what you need: rest, quiet, exercise, joy, and generously meet those needs. Even small things, like the author buying those inexpensive noise-canceling headphones, serve from fullness, not emptiness. Relate with the right image of God. This is huge. Don't see God as angry or judgmental. Seek the God of love, compassion, acceptance. Read good books, find spiritual mentors. You become like the God you worship, and that changes everything.
And 5.
Relate with the right people. Be intentional. Avoid emotional vampires. Balance time helping the needy with time spent with people who nourish and inspire you. Find mentors, wise friends. Proverbs 13.20, walk with the wise. The right people fill your heart.
That's a lot to work with. Just picking one makes it feel doable, and the practical step is that note card again.
Yeah. Write down your gifts, what's great about you, read it often. Rewire your brain.
Okay, we've covered renewal, gratitude, time, servants, forgiveness, self-love. What's left? The 7th and final key, celebration.
And this connects directly to happiness, that fundamental desire we all have.
The story about Cecilia and Stella, the beautiful but unhappy one versus the cheerful one who drew people in.
Right. Happiness is attractive. It draws people to you, makes them want to be around you.
And the belief is kids will want to come home if home is a place of love and happiness.
It's not just obligation. It's like that song, "A house is not a home without love," and that joyful atmosphere.
So the happiest relationships have this rhythm of celebration.
Exactly. Putting a party spirit into life, not just on birthdays.
How do we do that? 4 suggestions.
1. Make the family meal a party. Ban the lectures. No negativity. Make it a time for laughter, encouragement, connection.
2. Hold a weekly family night. Make it fun. Movies, games together, even video games. Enter their world. Bookstore trips. Create those memories.
3. Weekly dates with each family member. Spouse, kids, parents, friends. Get creative even on a budget. Garage dates, sharing a fancy Coke, backyard concerts. It's the dedicated attention.
And 4, annual family celebrations. Create your own family calendar, birthdays, anniversaries, milestones, pet events. Plan mini parties. Make traditions, like the author's romantic backyard Valentine's date.
And 3 ingredients make these celebrations work.
Need to be thankful.
Deep gratitude for the people you're celebrating. Doesn't matter if you're naturally bubbly or not.
Need to put in effort.
Hard work. Celebration is love with dirty hands, applied to fun.
And need creativity.
Don't reinvent the wheel. Copy good ideas. Like those funny creative cards mentioned. The witty apple card. The cow and dolphin psychology test. Simple things that show thought and bring joy.
And the final point connects celebration back to something deeper. The prodigal son.
Yes. The father threw a party, not because the son deserved it, but out of sheer love and joy. It's a picture of God celebrating us, even in our mess. Bringing that spirit of undeserved joy into our families is incredibly powerful.
Wow. Okay, that's quite a journey through those 7 keys from the book. We've hit renewal, gratitude, time, service, forgiveness, self-love, and celebration.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? Building happy relationships, it's definitely work. It's a choice. It requires intention. But the rewards, connection, healing, real joy, they seem fundamental to a good life.
So as we wrap up, a final thought for you, the listener, reflecting on these 7 keys. Renewal, gratitude, time, service, forgiveness, self-love, celebration. Which single principle, if you really leaned into it right now, do you think could create the biggest ripple effect of happiness throughout all your relationships?
Maybe just holding on to that one key is the best takeaway, and perhaps thinking about one small, concrete action you could take today based on that principle to start putting it into practice.